Rico, love. Doing all right? So where you from, man?
I grew up in Milwaukee. I went to high school in Milwaukee. I grew up in Harlem, New York.
Okay.
So I kind of like between two places. I ended up going to high school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where my mother is. And my dad is in New York. So I kind of had that like melting pot type of growing up.
So how long you been in the industry now? We know that you're a songwriter extraordinaire, you know what I'm saying? But how did you get into the game?
I started off, I went down to Atlanta. I was going to college in Tallahassee at FAMU, and then I was catching the bus to Atlanta every weekend to do I was like working with Jagged Edge. I was living, sleeping on their couch, trying to make it, you know, just a part of the crew, silently, you know what I mean? And Usher, I hooked up with these guys called the Corner Boys, who are ironically enough, they signed to my company now. But Usher was looking for producers, so he reached out to the Corner Boys, and they did a remix for him. And I rapped on the remix, and he heard it. He never used the remix, but he heard it, and then he invited me to perform at the showcase. I ended up performing the showcase, and then he ended up signing me to his label. So that's how I got like my actual entry in the business, was being signed to Usher. And then I ended up writing the first song I ever wrote was a song called Throwback, which was on the Confessions album.
The Usher, right?
Usher, yeah, Usher. It was the first R&B song I ever wrote. He kind of gave me an opportunity to write an album because I needed money. So I went to his office and I was like, because when you get a record deal, people think you just get $1 million and you get the boat in the house. You really don't get no real paper. Like the average advance is like 50 grand. So, you know, after taxes and paying your management in Magic City, you really broke. You gotta celebrate.
So Just Blaze did the track, right?
Yeah, Just Blaze did the track. Usher came to me. He's like, yo, we really trying to, nobody can write to this record. He's like, yo, you should write to it. I think you got potential to write. Because even back then, I used to sing and have melody in my rhymes.
Right.
And Usher was like, yo, you should write this song. So that was the first song I really wrote. And then he loved it. Ended up cutting it, and then he gave me a publishing deal. And after the whole artist thing didn't work out, I just continued to write songs. So when the whole label thing fell through, I just kept writing. I moved out to LA for like a year and a half, and I was just grinding, linked up with some people, and just started working.
So that was your first record that you wrote, right? Now, you know, Confessions sold a lot of records.
Yeah, 29 million worldwide.
Woo!
Yeah.
So I know you made some money.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big thing. But it kind of can mess you up because if you understand, when you come in the game and your first big check is, you know, my publishing deal was like $35K, and I spent that in like 2 weeks, right? So because you know, it comes like that fast, and then when the record sold all those albums, you getting 6-figure checks. And you 20 years old, 21 years old, getting 6-figure checks, you kind of don't understand that that's not going to last forever unless you keep working. So I went broke like 3 times. You know, how I go. I'm talking about zero. I'm talking about like,
for real?
I like broke like $2,000. I'm talking about like $80. So it happens. You have to learn. I'm glad I learned then.
So what else did you write? No, the Euro Marcus Houston's All Because of You?
Yeah, that was like my first single that I had on the radio. Like that was the first hit single, All Because of You. And then I did Natasha Bedingfield, Love Like This. Then Boyfriend Number 2, Pleasure P. Then I wrote the theme song for Sex and the City, Fergie. And I did you know, Sweet Dreams for Beyonce. And I did Usher's There Goes My Baby and Daddy's Home. And you know, Hell of the Morning Diddy. And you know, just a bunch of hits after that. I just kept working, just kept grinding.
What's your baby record? Like, every time you hear it, you be like, yo, I got a nice piece of change off of that one.
I mean, I don't really consider them about money.
Right.
Like, it ain't really about money to me, you know?
That's good.
I've been fortunate enough to be blessed in this game, but I don't really be like, celebrate. Like, you want to get money and you want to do right business, but that ain't what drives me.
So you like the consistency.
I love making music. Right. I love the fact that people are here and they're interested in hearing me speak about music. You know what I mean? Because you can make money doing anything. Exactly. It's just that you got a gift that people really give a fuck about. And that's cool. And I think that's really cool more than anything because I know niggas who got money who ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, excuse my language. I mean, I just know people who got money who ain't, you know what I mean? So having money is just cool, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think more than anything is the art that I respect. So my favorite songs are the ones that didn't even hit. Like Energy for Carrie Hilson was one of my favorite songs I ever wrote. Or Dive for Usher, which wasn't a big hit that I really love. I did a song for Brandy's last album called No Such Thing as Too Late. It ended up being a single, but it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. So sometimes, and then you got There Goes My Baby. That's one of my favorite songs. Or like I did Just a James and Nelly, which was a huge hit. I really loved it. I did this song for before I did Motivation for Kelly Rowland. I did a song called Commander for her. That was a dance record. It was big in like 19 countries. It was number one in 19 countries. David Guetta did, yeah. And then I did. I wrote a bachata record. I don't know if you're familiar with bachata music, but I had the biggest bachata record of 2000. Was that 2011? 2012?
Wow.
Yeah, Romeo Santos. He's in a group called Aventura. You know when Drake say Spanish girls love me like I'm Aventura. They're like the biggest Latin group in the world, and I wrote his single. And it was like number one for like 19 weeks. So that's cool. I think those type of things are special. The fact that you hear Turn the Lights On anytime you watch Sex and the City movie, I think that's cool. You know, things like that is accomplishments more than just a check, because you can blow this, man. I've seen people with way more go broke, so that ain't what drives me. I want it to be dope, you know?
Turn the Lights On. That's your signature. What made you come up with that?
I used to hang out in this club called Area in LA. They call it Greystone Manor now. But I used to hang out there, and a friend of mine was the owner, so we go there like every Tuesday and Wednesday. And this song by Pink Floyd, one of my favorite bands, Pink Floyd, you play this song called The Wall, and the club would be pitch black. So when they say, hey, teacher, leave those kids alone, well, the lights were going in the club. So I said, turn the lights on every time to myself. Like, I would even scream it sometimes. I might hear you in the club. So, and then I got in the studio one day. I started saying on the records. My man was like, you should say that. Say that with your songs. So I just started saying it. That shit stuck. And they used to hate on it first. People be like, yo, I might want to say that in the songs. An old publisher I had, he don't know I know this, but he used to say behind my back, like, yo, I don't know why he keeps saying that shit on the songs. And then Beyonce said it. Everybody was on it. After B said it, it was just like off to the races. Then artists was begging me, could they say it?
Now this EP you got out, man. Tell us a little something about it.
Yeah, I want to do something different, you know, because seeing that I rap and I sing, and I didn't want to. Like when people hear they don't know, they're like consider me an R&B guy. But if you listen to the content of the record, it's not typical in its content. It's more of a hip hop subject, and it's kind of representative of who I am and how I speak. I curse a lot. I'm from the ghetto. You know what I mean? I'm articulate, but I do have, you know, a potty mouth. And you know what I mean? Those type of things is real and raw to who I am. So I wanted to make this EP where people could really understand me as an artist. And when I did my label doing Interscope, I came with the whole marketing plan. I hired the BRPR firm to do the visuals. I did these vignettes. Instead of doing a music video that was typical, I hired the firm to do this. They do all the stuff for Vogue. So if you ever see my video for They Don't Know, it looks like a commercial for Vogue. I'm not in the video. It's like really dope, fly, artistic shit that I feel like people could. I didn't think they was gonna get it right away. You know what I mean? I thought people was gonna think it was nuts, and I was fine with that. But people really liked it. They took a liking to it, and MTV asked it to be in heavy rotation. They asked me to walk in on 106 when I came, and I dropped it. And what I did was different. I dropped the EP and the single and the video in one day. I didn't do any promotion leading up to it. I didn't tell anybody in the industry I was gonna do a record. Because this game is like this. We all sit in, you know how niggas got barbershops? Well, they got studios. And these sucker rappers and singing guys are sitting in rooms talking about you all day and about what you're going to do. I didn't want to get an opportunity to do that. You got to hear the music. You don't even got no chance to hate before, speculate. Music coming on the 27th. You don't know. I'm just announcing it the night before. At midnight, I said, tomorrow I'm dropping my EP. And I had wide enough fan base and following that people was like tuned in. And then the day I premiered it debuted at number 5 on iTunes because people were that interested in the word of mouth started spreading. And now you're looking at it like barely a month and you got a hit record on the radio because it's just good music and people like the song and gravitating towards something that's new and fresh, and you ain't allow people space and their energy around you and shit. Like I think when you share too much information, you give people the opportunity to give it their negative energy. You know what I mean? I just had a real serious situation in my family with somebody who's really near and dear to me, and I don't tweet about it. And yo guys, pray for my family because at the end of the day, that ain't. You give people opportunity to put their negative energy on stuff. Just keep yourself private, and when it's ready, when it's time, you go. And that's what I did with the EP. The label even thought I was crazy, Interscope. But they, you know, obviously I own my label, so I was able to do whatever I wanted to do. And I ended up getting their trust, and then the way it's working out is cool because now you get an opportunity to hear me as an artist on 5 songs and not just hear They Don't Know and be confused. So if you like They Don't Know, you got an opportunity to get on iTunes and buy the EP. And And then now I got the mixtape coming on December 9th. It's just a different way of marketing because you got to be innovative in a day and age where people are not interested in buying records. You got to make them interested in believing in the brand. The reason why they buy Drake records, the reason why they buy Kanye West records, the reason why they buy Jay-Z is because they're interested in them. Not because they love the song, they love music, but they can't wait to hear what's next from them. When you make a person fall in love with the song, after that, what do you have? There's a lot of people, artists who have humongous hits and you don't know who they are and you don't care to them. You got to make people understand who you are and they that much interested. So when anytime the music comes out, they're like, I fuck with Holmes. I can't wait to hear what's next from him. I want to hear a project from him. And that's the way I'm trying to position myself. Because I don't have no cosign. I don't got nobody putting their arm around me saying, here's Rico. I got to sell it myself. And that's the best way to do it if you want to last long on your own and be able to cosign other people.
No. Not yet. Wow. You want to come up and ask questions?
I guess I can.
He ran out of questions on the nigga.